Hey YouTube, what's up? Ronick here, and welcome back to War Thunder here on the channel. In today's match showcase video, I'll admit that this video doesn't really have a whole lot of tactical prowess, but it shows the importance of not becoming complacent and taking unnecessary risks when your team appears to be in total control. My team ended up having some very good unspoken synergy, which is almost equivalent to a unicorn. They just don't exist. But some people focused more on kills while others defended the cap to their last breath, and it worked out pretty dang awesome-like. It truly was just a dumb game of War Thunder. So sit back, relax, and try to determine the amount of bots in this game, and maybe we'll have a happy ending. The atomic kind.
Hand me the binoculars, Private.
All right, I think it's time to make some money.
A few moments later.
If I remember correctly, I activated a Silver Lines booster, and that's why I went out with the term. I know a lot of people hate that tank, but I love it very much. I generally go to the southwest, or I'm sorry, southeast.
Dumbass.
I hate fighting in the town. We were able to take one guy out, but then I missed a layup against that ZTZ, and yeah, I got pretty upset. So I figured since they're already pressuring the cap at this point, let's just spawn on the Raketin and just see if we can't use our small stature to just hide behind this hill here. And we got our first customers. I initially thought this was an M36, but after realizing it was an AMX-30, it made sense that it didn't die initially because AMXs are just empty space and they're so annoying. I couldn't tell if he shot my missile or if I hit the ground because I can't control missiles very well because he clearly knows where I am. But I can't make up my mind, and then I completely missed the shot because I'm too focused on him shooting me, and I'm scared he's going to actually do damage. One thing with the Raketin Jagdpanzer here that I failed to do multiple times that you'll see is account for the time it takes for when you're fully reloaded to when the missile is actually flat. There's basically a very minute time delay between the reloading indicator and when the missile tube is actually flat and ready to fire. So if you fire too soon when the missile tube's not flat, your missile might come out at an oblique angle, making it harder to aim, which is something that I failed to do multiple times in this mission. Okay, we got some takers coming up the right flank, like this OF-40 here. I need to regain some of my confidence and get a kill, and we do. I figured we're only 5 kills behind, even though we have no map control. And right there is one of those situations where I didn't wait for the tube to level out before I started shooting. But I figure we're only, at this point, 6 kills behind. It's not the end of the world. Map control in the battle-based trade game mode does not matter. It's all about the kills and the base cap. If you can prevent the base cap, all you have to do is get kills. And as you see, I'm excited. I do it again because I need to kill him because he knows where I am. And the longer he's alive, the more likely he is to ping my location. I take a deep breath, I fire another missile, and we get the confirmation of the kill. But at this point, I'm only 2 kills in, and I've already wasted 9 missiles. Not a good start. So far, we've been blessed that the enemy team has not decided to use air power, which kind of threw me for a loop. I figured I would have got bombed by now. But lo and behold, 2 SPAAs show up. We're going to take out the ZSU first. He is very scary. And then we're going to back down the hill because that ZSU 37 back there saw my location. He was looking right at me, and I do not want him to take me out. I don't want to get greedy here because every time one of our teammates dies or we die, it's just another step in the hill that we have to climb back. I tried to sneak up and see if he was focused on maybe an aircraft and wasn't looking at me, but he backed up behind the hill. Snaggle is defending the A-cap all by himself at this point, which good for him, but he's in a striker, so I think his best bet is to just hide in a corner and just try to survive for as long as possible, let alone kill anybody. I still think this game is lost at this point. Okay, our aircraft just got taken out, and that ZSU, there he is, decided to forget I was here saw me at the last second, probably froze, deer in headlights. He did not maneuver his tank, and we were able to take him out. Fast forward a little bit. Now we're 7 kills behind. Snaggle is still holding the cap in the striker, but the rest of our teammate, they keep trying to outflank the cap circle, and thus they're just feeding themselves the enemy team. Now, the enemy team is just being incredibly ridiculous at this point. Like I said, map control doesn't matter. It's kills. You have us pinned back on our spawn. Why are you continuing to rush forward out of cover to get shot? Because the more reckless they play and the more kills we're able to get, the more likely than not we're going to be able to claw ourselves back in this game. Like, take this AMX, for example. They're pressuring our cap right now. This dude drives in the open with no cover towards my team spawn, which consists of 2 ridge lines. You have the one that I'm behind, and then you have the one that my teammate's on E1. What is his benefit from doing that? Like, he might be able to shoot my teammate near the cap in E2, but there's no benefit for him to rush forward like that. Like, time is on the enemy team's side. If time runs out, they're winning by kills, they win the game. We're maintaining that 5, 6, 7 kill deficit, even though we haven't had the map control since 2 minutes into the game. They do still have somebody in the cap zone, but Snaggle, with his Canberra, took care of that. So the enemy's no longer capping. We're only 3 kills behind, and now the question arises, do we sit here or do we push up? I attempt to slide a shot in between some tanks there. Don't get it, but our cheese wedge was able to take out that T-44. So if you think about it, the map or the match is in no different position now than it was 2 minutes into the game. But we've drawn ourselves back. I don't think a teammate of mine has seen part of this map past the D3 square since the 2 or 3 minute mark. Yet now we're tied. We're essentially equal. The enemy's not capping our base. We're slowly getting map control back. And at this point, I decided to push forward. The enemy team played so recklessly to the point that they basically kept us in the game. Like, it just made no sense. I was shocked. And we're actually up to like 5 kills or 6 kills into this thing at this point with the Raketten, which is pretty insane because generally ATGMs are really hard to get a lot of kills in because you generally get revenge killed. But given that we're starting to take some of the map back, some of you are going to hate me for this, but I'm trying to win games. I decide to rush forward along the flank. I'm going to try and get close to their spawn. I believe at this point we actually have a chance to win this game, and the enemy being as reckless as they are, they're probably just going to push forward out of their spawn and try and keep pressuring our cap. I mean, why would they not? They've been doing it the whole game. If we can get a couple cheeky kills here, that might give us the little springboard we need to take numerical control of this game in terms of kills and time. And luckily for us, there's some burnt out tanks here that we can hide behind. The Raketten has such a low profile, it's really hard to see, even without bushes. And we're just going to sit here. Now, I can hear all of you right now in the comments, spawn camper, spawn camper, spawn camper. But the difference between this spawn camping and regular spawn camping is that we've beaten the enemy back, and now we are trying to seize the initiative in the match. We're not just trying to cheese them to cheese them. They gave us this opportunity, and we're going to take it. Now, that Foch, pretty easy kill, but so is that T-44. They clearly have no idea I'm here. We're going to go for the Foch as that T-44 was behind the building and hope that he didn't see what direction my missile came from. We're going to relocate just in case he did, and we're going to try and pop up and get this T-44. Unfortunately for me, this T-44 was moving so quick, I probably could have stayed in the same position and probably would have secured that kill. But because I relocated, I think it cut my firing angle off, and that guy was able to disappear behind the hill before we were able to finish him off. But we're going to relocate because I imagine that Foch is going to respawn and come looking for me. And luckily for us, he does. He's in that AMX now. He's heading in the direction that we shot him initially. We relocated, and we just hit him, but we didn't kill him. But he's crippled. But there's 4 enemy tanks in front of me. They all know where I am. So at this point, I'm going to play a little reckless just to try and secure some kills. And I rush. Don't let the missile tube level out, but that missile came down like a javelin, and we were able to kill him. Now, we're getting rushed by this light tank. So I pull back, and my intention here is to shotgun him. All right, it's an Italian light tank. He fluffs his shot, but so do we. At this point, I think I'm dead. Game over. This guy has all the time in the world, and he dinks. He rushes just as much. I don't know what his reload is. We spin around. Point blank. We got him. Have no idea how that works. Now, at this point, I can hear the AMX. He's coming from my right. I initially think he's up on that hill because I see that tree fall, but he's not there. He's down low. He's cocky, doesn't use his main gun, and only uses his cannons, which we deflect because of our frontal armor being as sloped as it is. And we're able to take out an AMX. As I'm trying to relocate again, I hear a Russian engine coming up from behind me to the left, and we spin around to try and shotgun him. We just snapshot, and we kill the ZSU. So in just a couple of minutes, we secured 5 kills for my team. 5 kills on a Raketen-Jagdpanzer by positioning ourselves in a position that the enemy team doesn't expect, and then by relocating after each shot, so the enemy is constantly guessing on where I am, and their overconfidence, they pay the price. So at this point, we now have the advantage. We're up 6 kills. Time is on our side. There's no need to rush, except I decide to rush because I'm so close to a damn nuke at this point. I want the nuke, because if we get a comeback nuke like this, yeah, definitely going to be worth putting on the trophy wall of most fun War Thunder games. And then we get a BMP guy here to spawn. So I'm feeling pretty confident about this, even though I hate Milan missiles. They suck. Go, Milan, go. Talk to my missile like it's a Pokemon. It doesn't kill the BMP, but we're able to take him out with our 20 mil anyway. So we're 50 points shy of the nuke. I'm basically just begging someone to spawn at this point. And lo and behold, there's a Skrezit right there. Anti-air piece, something that we can easily kill. I'm waiting for the spawn protection to go away. I need him to start moving. At this point, I feel confident we can engage. And we take him out and secure the nuke. At this point, I'm hoping that my team doesn't kill 2 enemy players. But unfortunately, shortly after takeoff, the enemy team decides to leave the battle, as I would too, and we end up losing just because they don't have anyone left. Not only did we have a 14 kill game, but we had 11 kills on the Raketen-Jagdpanzer alone, which is an achievement in itself. But it's definitely not because of anything I did or my spectacular play. I believe the enemy team was so overwhelmed with their confidence early in the match that they thought it was going to be a guaranteed win. They sacrificed too many of their tanks too easily and kept us in the match the whole time. That allowed us to claw our way back, and then once we started to see some map control back, we decided to push forward and try and secure a super advantageous position to catch the enemy off guard. And that 5 kill little spat that we had in the Raketen, I think sealed the deal for us, because I think it knocked a couple players out of the game and it gave us that nice cushion. But pay extra attention to this base trade game mode, because it is no joke, and you can leave teams in matches when they should be all gone. That's going to do it for the video today. I hope all of you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something too. Let me know what you think of these post-commentary analyses videos that I do, because your comments and your suggestions will only help make the videos better going forward. I will say it felt good to get back on some War Thunder after a couple months. But thank you so much for your continued support, guys. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that like button and leaving a comment. If you want to see more like this, let me know in the comments down below, but also consider hitting that subscribe button. I really appreciate your guys' support as always. Stay tuned, and I'll see all of you in the next video.